Well, we're a wellness center, and we really try to use a team approach when it comes to treating patients and their particular problem or problems. So what I really wanted to do is I wanted to bring a cohesive team of different providers of different types of specialties to our practice, so that when you come in with any type of problem or problems, we can approach that from a lot of different angles, essentially. So it's not just myself working with patients typically. I'm usually the primary person they come in to see, based upon my history, my exam, all the other diagnostic tests that I take on the first visit. Then I create treatment plans. And then those people might see me, they may see the acupuncturist, the massage therapist, the physical therapist, whoever we need to do in order to get a problem taken care of. And my biggest success story is Diana Delgado. She was a young lady that I was at a gym one night and I saw her in a wheelchair, and I just really thought, you know, why is it that she's in a wheelchair? And I had a lot of admiration for her, because a lot of people really wouldn't go to the gym if they're in a wheelchair and can't walk. But she was working and trying to work on her arm strength, so I thought I'd just go over and ask her what her story was all about. And when I went over and I asked her, it really touched my heart. And I'd asked her if she'd ever tried chiropractic before. And she looked at me with a puzzled thought, and she was like, well, why would I try chiropractic? And I said, well, maybe there's something going on in your lower back that isn't allowing your body to really heal and be able to walk again. And she hadn't walked, she said, in 10 years. So she came over to my practice. I've been working on her 3 times a week now for 2 years, along with my physical therapy department and my acupuncturist. And now we've got her out of the wheelchair and she's walking with the assistance of a walker. So that's probably my greatest success story to date. Another one that really comes to mind was a young lady who had asthma, and she was on lots of inhalants and medications and everything else, and she couldn't exercise, she couldn't do anything that she really wanted to in life, not even travel, because her asthma was so bad. And she couldn't make it from the front of our office back into my office without having labored breathing. And we treated her over the course of about 8 weeks. And with 8 weeks of treatment, she was off all of her inhalants, all of her medications, and she was asthma-free. And even a friend of her had called her to talk to her on the phone and didn't recognize her voice, because her voice and how she spoke and her tonality had completely changed whatsoever. She's like, oh my God, it's like your voice sounds like it did when we were in school again. And it's those types of stories that we see every single day in our practice that make it worth my while, and I know that I'm doing the right thing for people. Well, I would just tell you as simple as this. I think a lot of people can relate that finding a good person in any profession is difficult to do. Believe me when I tell you that I myself have been to a lot of chiropractors myself and wouldn't go back to them as well. And I see a lot of those patients come into my clinic every single day. We ask them about their chiropractor, what approach did they take, what did they do for them, and it's really substandard care in my opinion. And that's why when we created this center, we wanted to create it with a much higher level of standard. You know, I wanted to bring in a group of providers, again, that were a world-class team. I wanted to take care and make sure that they were providing world-class service and put them in an environment that was world-class as well. And when you do that, it just raises that level of expectation a person should have really when they go into any other doctor's office whatsoever. So that's really the difference between premier wellness centers and the standard chiropractic or acupuncturist or massage therapy or physical therapy place that you would really go to. From the moment that you step through these doors, you know that there's something special about this place. You're greeted with a smile at the door by first name. We know who you are before you even walk through our doors. From that point on, really, we try to establish not only why they're here that day, but I try to tie it in with goals. You know, what do you want to accomplish in life? What other things do you enjoy doing most when you're not working and things like that? Because it's not really just about pains and problems and disease and things like that. It's about what are those things really not allowing you to do in life. And that's what really life is all about. So we try to establish those things with patients. Above and beyond that, we want to treat everybody like their family. And that's getting to know them, what they love in life, what their spouses or other friends are about, what their children do. And we try to make it just a family atmosphere, a spa-like atmosphere. So when you're coming in, we know you're in pain, but we're going to make it as comfortable as possible with you. And bar none, I can tell you one thing for sure, there's no better place you can come to get greater service than Premier Wellness Centers.